The honourable member from Dufferin-Caledon.
This is how desperate and pathetic this Liberal government is, and the ministers that repeat these talking points, they quote a 2-year-old PBO report. 2 years old. The PBO was just at committee 2 weeks ago and debunked everything they have to say because the carbon tax costs Canadians, and we know it. In Orangeville, my hometown, they are now predicting in a few years 5,000 to 6,000 residents will go to the food bank every month. In a town of 27,000 people, this is the Liberal carbon tax. Will they spike the hike, axe the tax, or call a carbon tax election?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, this member talks about 2 years ago. Let us go back approximately 2 years in time when the citizens of Dufferin-Caledon saw on their doorsteps a Conservative candidate who was there solemnly promising to put a price on pollution, a price on carbon for the people of Dufferin-Caledon and the people all across Canada. Now this member wants to take the check that's going to be arriving on April 15th with the amount of $280 away from the citizens of Dufferin-Caledon. So he's renouncing his promise in the last campaign, and he's renouncing
the honourable member from Dufferin-Caledon.
He can't even defend what I said because he knows the report he's citing is 2 years old, it's out of date, and it's false. Now, here is Liberal math. The average person in Ontario, including Dufferin-Caledon, will pay $1,674 of carbon tax, and they will get a rebate, a fake rebate of $1,047. Even Liberals can do the math. That costs $674. That has consequences. After 8 years of this anti-Liberal Prime Minister, he's not worth the cost. So they can spike the hike, axe the tax, and call a carbon tax election.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Facts are simple, Mr. Speaker. The people in that member's riding and the people all across Ontario will be receiving a check for $280 on April 15th. These people want to vote against that. What they've also voted against in rural areas of the province of Ontario is a 20% top-up for rural residents in the province of Ontario. They want to take that money away, will disproportionately hurt the lower-income people in their riding. This member needs to check his math and vote for the people that he represents.
Hear, hear. The honourable member from Foothills.
After 8 years, Canadian farmers are at their wits' end, and this Prime Minister's Liberal NDP carbon tax coalition aren't worth the cost. Instead of preparing for a new growing season, farmers are bracing themselves for another carbon tax increase on April 1st. The Agriculture Carbon Alliance surveyed 50 farms and found out they were paying more than $320,000 a month in carbon taxes. That's just 50 farms. There are almost 200,000 farms in Canada, and the punishment is going to get that much worse when the Prime Minister increases his carbon tax 23% on April 1st. Will the Prime Minister give farmers a voice and allow a carbon tax election?
The Honourable Minister for Agriculture and Agri-Food.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate my honourable colleague's question. I believe he and I both canvassed the last election indicating we were going to put a price on pollution. We did put a price on pollution. We also put in place a Canada carbon rebate, which my honourable colleague is well aware 8 out of 10 people in the country receive more than they pay. And in fact, in Alberta, they receive an average family receives $450 quarterly. The question is, why does my honourable colleague and the Conservative Party of Canada want to take $450 every quarterly out of the people's pockets?
The honourable member from Foothills.
Well, I think the minister should talk to his own constituents in Prince Edward Island who are paying $1,600 a year in carbon taxes and getting about $1,000 back in the rebate, meaning it is costing islanders $600 a year in the carbon tax. And that has consequences. Higher carbon taxes are driving Canadians to food banks in unprecedented numbers. As a matter of fact, in his province, the corner food bank is struggling just to keep its doors open as demand for increase gone 70%. 5,500 families it's serving. Will the minister support a carbon tax election and give his islanders a voice?
The Honourable Minister for Agriculture and Agri-Food.
My constituents in Prince Edward Island are fully aware that I told them that we would put a price on pollution. And we also indicated we'd put the Canada carbon rebate in place. In fact, my constituents receive $220 every quarterly, and that money is in their pockets. What I cannot understand is why my honourable colleague wants to take that money out of their pockets. Farmers understand there's a problem with the environment. They also understand we have a program in place to address the environment. We have and will continue to do that, Mr. Speaker.